Hi there, Valerie Shodine here, and I'm going to do a demo, a stencil I've designed for Stencil Girl products, the circle line borders. It also has a companion one with more choices on how to use a similar theme. One of the great things about a stencil like this is it's really easy to make a page special by making borders. So I'm just gonna, I have my sponge here, and this is watercolor. I could use any medium, but I had this out, so I'm going to use this one and just kind of dab it down. I can mix colors. I can, in fact, I think I will do that. Either use a different sponge, or actually that looks kind of nice just like that. And then I can put another one on this side. And how about if I put this one here? And it lines up just really nicely on this A5 journal. Look, it's as easy as that. Of course, I could go on the top and do some other thing there. How about if I add some dark? I can do the top and the bottom. How about if I do the top like this? Sponge is a little wet, probably is a little too wet, but it's okay. Put this one on the bottom. Easy peasy, you get the idea. Along the edge too, I could sew along the lines there, and it looks like that. So there's a lot of options. Since I want to include more sewing in my journals, I thought some hand sewing there with this border would look nice. So what I'm gonna do is just, first of all, stencil it with some paint. I could use acrylics or watercolor. The handiest for me right now is watercolor. And I thought, well, I really like the gold. So I'm just going to use my gold paint here. Let's see, this looks like this kind of white gold matches. I'm going to line this up here. My paper's not quite straight, so I'm just more lining it up with the paper than I am how straight it is here. And this will serve as a pattern that I can sew on. Okay, it's pretty light. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? And then I thought, well, what if I want to stencil on the other side, but I want it to line up? I thought, well, what I could do is just poke the holes right in the corner of where the stencil goes. Here, I'll zoom in. So right here, you can see this paper is a little bit harder. What I'm gonna do is poke holes where I want my pattern. And then it shows on this side, and I can line up my stencil along the poked holes on the other side, flip it over and paint it. I won't show you all of the holes. You get the idea. I'm making holes where I want to sew my thread, okay? And then what I can do here, oh, I might want to poke holes down here too. And that's so that I can line it up straight down the edge. That one's kind of hard to see. And then I'll flip this over like this and see how these line up here. There. I might need to spritz my gold here. I'm going to zoom back out, spritz my gold. But I'm going to go ahead and stencil down here. Oh, and it doesn't stencil as well where I gessoed here. So I'll need to allow that to dry, so because it's going to just set on top there. So I'll let this dry and I'll be right back. I've sewn down here on both sides, and I'll show you how I did that. I did run out of thread here, so I thought this would be a good place to start again. And I'm starting at one of the holes right here, and I knotted this other one here. And what I can do, actually, I'm going to start on this side, and I'm just going to knot these two by hand. I don't know if this is the best way or not. I'm really not a knot person. Maybe that'll be the next thing I'll learn, is how to tie knots. But I'm just going to start here. And I am going to cut that because these threads get so tangled up so easily. Need to go back through so I have a line with the thread on this side. So there will be a double one on the first one here, and you'll see that that's what it was like here as well. So you see I'm just going back through the center hole that I poked there each time until I get to the end of the half circle. And then I do go back in like this and go up at the beginning of the next circle where there's a hole here. So then it continues this line on this side, but the line doesn't show on that side. And the double again at the beginning, right here. Starting in the next one. Needing to go back over this again. Oops, I forgot this one here. So if that happens like that, I can just go back and fix it like that. Just a little bit out of order in my going around the half circle. And I'm just going to knot this really easily here, like this. And one more loop. Okay, and cut that. There, I think that's pretty good. I like it. I like the texture it adds, and then I'll still work on this part here, but I like how the gold is under both sides like this. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to more sewing and more patterns to stencil and sew from.